But when you look back in a few years, you will remember anchor points like that.
Exactly.
That conversations that you took away, a certain way to think, a change in perspective. So 2025, this is a very real goal for me to be trading this amount of capital, and this is exactly how I'm going to do it. And we've seen the growth of this year as well, which has been phenomenal. But we thought, what is actually going to give them something to walk away with in 2025 to almost guarantee that the capital scale is going to happen? Because that really was at the root of it. If we was to all be asked, what do you want out of the mastermind? It's not what I want out of the mastermind, it's what I want to happen after the mastermind into 2025. And I think from the technical standpoint, to the lifestyle structure, to the conversations, to the energy, to just everything that goes with it, I'm very, very pleased with how these last couple of days have gone. When you've got Oscar here as well, you know, £100 a month USD on an average wage, and you still have the belief inside of you that I can keep doing it. I'm sure there was a long time where people probably wrote Oscar off, purely because if you look at the demographic, if you look at where he comes from, you look at the lack of opportunities, lack of resources, full belief from day one. That should give everybody no excuse. If you're listening to this from someone in the trading space, I don't care how you trade, that should give you no excuses whatsoever. If he can do it, anyone can. And there are so many of you have the traits. Everyone's looking sharp. We're ready for the Yacht Mastermind. So we're just about to meet the students literally in about 20 minutes. And we've still got a lot of this mastermind to continue. We actually went over some topics in the Villa Mastermind so they can do a little bit of work, and we're going to discuss it on the yacht, have some drinks, food, great conversations, talking about scaling up, talking about big goals for these guys. It's going to be exciting. We are announcing a new team member on the yacht. He doesn't know it yet, but he's someone who's gone above and beyond. He's been someone from day one as a student, incredible attitude, work ethic. I think he's actually inspired so many other people that thought they were working hard. Not working hard as this guy, right? So that's translated in more work ethic, a stronger mentality, and therefore they've pushed through, and he's achieved a lot of success himself. He's had his highs and lows like everybody else, but such a valuable person. He doesn't even know it yet, so we're going to be announcing him on the yacht.
Even as he's leveled up and gotten better, he's continued to... I've just always found him such an incredible person for the community. He's been super teachable. He goes above and beyond for people. People consistently thank him for going out of their way to hop on calls. Like, he's someone who embodies the Falcon ethos through and through, and I think he's going to make an excellent team member in that way.
Seeing him grow so much in so many areas. He's made money, he's lost money, but he's stayed the same. He's stayed very consistent. So I'm so happy he's coming on the team. I can't express it through words. So I'm excited to see how he reacts.
You acting so brand new, but I figured you out. But you switch up when there's no one around. I remember when you was holding me down, but I figured you out.
In this week's video, I'm going to be teaching my yacht driver how to trade. Oh, I'm trying to film an ad, guys. Is it that easy? Yes, it really is. Leon, how you find the trip?
It's fantastic so far. It's fantastic so
love
far.
that. This is your first time in Dubai?
First time in Dubai, yeah. First time in the Mastermind as well, and it's life-changing experience.
Well, what has the Mastermind done for you? I mean, this year in particular, you've had a big breakthrough, lots of success, ups, downs, like everybody. What's a big standout for you?
You get to see everyone's point of view, and you kind of like understand from other people where you stay behind and where you have to work on more. But I think the most the thing that everyone can take most of is like the vibe and the energy that it's in the mastermind. You can't put a price in it. It's not only the knowledge that we take from it, but all these people, like 20 successful traders, being in the same place, talking about trading and life and the same things over and over again. You just step out of it with the most clarity that you've ever had for the next year.
Do you know what I see, Theo? I'll see, for example, in the resources section, someone will share, and it's a valuable piece of information. They'll share like a YouTube video from someone credible that is like a mindset guru. They'll be like, oh, this is really good, and the title will be "Focus on the why, not the how." And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Why did you put Rewired in?
Yeah, exactly. Like you know that Rewired is in there, and it's not even. And if you watch the video, it's not even detailed. It's just very like up and down. Like you can't take anything from it. But that's what I noticed with. Even when someone has knowledge, they always feel like they have to validate it from like this external source versus what they've got in front of them. Let's say they come into Falcon, they're really shy, very timid. They go for Rewired. Let's say within a year, they start to do well, they get some results in funding. They look back at some point and say, you know what, I'm pretty confident in my trading now. And they get a payout, they get to 6 figures. They forget what Rewired has done for them, because when you get to the next level of who you are, you don't really remember who you was before. So I understand why it's quite difficult for them to have the self-awareness to go, hold on a minute, let's look at me a year ago.
Exactly.
I was anxious, or I would never be able to make this money. And now I am. All I'm focusing on now is I learned this technical tweak, and I think that was the thing that got me successful. Like, no, you're a different individual. That old version of you with that technical tweak would make 0 money. That's the difference. One of the main things I said last year was we're going to have our Dubai Yacht Party Mastermind. This was our anchor point, because I knew this would be something for many traders to strive towards. This mastermind has been phenomenal. This is the last stage of it, and there's exercises that we're going to give them. There's so many things that we've gone over, from technical, psychology, scaling up, structuring accounts, trading at a higher level. Lots of people have high personal 6 figures as well, how to deal with that. There are so many things that go into being the complete, well-rounded trader that we call it, and that mastermind effect is just continuing. So I'm looking forward to grabbing some food, engaging in some conversations, and just making sure after tonight, when everybody leaves the yacht and they go home and they reflect on the plane, they know exactly what they're going to be doing, what they're focusing on for 2025. And I'll tell you what I've noticed from this particular group is, yes, they're excited for their own goals. Yes, they're excited to want to achieve, higher figures of capital than what they've already got. But I can get that sense of they're excited to knowledge transfer things that they've learned here today with the community. Isn't that interesting that their instinct is to think, right, we're going to do well because we know we're going to do well, but how do we make sure that we bring more of that mentality into the community so more people can level up next year? Now that is something special that you are not finding anywhere else in this planet, let alone in this industry. Forced into a situation eventually to not do that, because your time will be so valuable. Like, imagine even when you've got, say, 800k of capital, you'll realize it when you was busy getting distracted by lots of things and you missed just a 3% trade. You start calculating it and think, oh, that was like 24,000. What did I do with that in that time? I was cleaning, distracted, running errands. That cost you 24k. Like, eventually there becomes a huge cost of missing trades. I remember Abdi, you was talking about it before, is that you can't just be comfortable missing everything. Yeah. Like, there comes a point in which these missed trades are, like, they have to be dealt with, and it can't be used as a bit of a comfort blanket of, oh, but when I don't miss them, I'll be fine, I'll be making money.
You have to do all these other things that it takes away from your SR, it takes away from business ideas, creativity, whatever. It's even spending time with a significant other, right? So it's an indirect way of creating wealth by just not spending it incorrectly and devaluing your time.
Just on behalf of myself, the coaches, Alex, and these guys and the entire community, all the commitment that you put into Falcon for the last 8 years nearly, you don't need to do it. Essentially, you don't need to do any of this, because you can make the money and live a very private life. But a lot of times you're going above and beyond for people, and those values over time have instilled in these people and other people. And I think what we're going to see in 20-30 years from now is tens of thousands of people that embody Falcon values and go and give it to other people, and it all starts with you. So big thank you to you, mate. Everything you do, it's not often people give you big thank yous and stuff, and I don't think you necessarily do it for that. But like, it's not going unnoticed. You know, there's times in your life when your life's difficult, you've got things going on, and you still turn up for a webinar. Like, most other people will just cancel it, and I think that's because you know you've got commitment to these people. And then for you guys, we've also a commitment to him to improve the project, to do better in your lives, to all of you go into the free, not just the public, but the community Discord, and help people, and you know, just help 10 people each to return what he's given you, because trust me, the amount you've paid, he's probably given us 100 times back. So thank you for that, Mark.
But speaking of that, last thing what person I wanted to give a shout out to that has just really gone above and beyond for what I've seen and you guys have seen, just like really putting the work and helping people, is the big man Tommy Thor. He really has stepped up. He's gone through so much this particular year, highs and lows, and someone who has weathered the storm more than what you could possibly imagine, really calm and still going above and beyond and jumping on with everyone. Tom, is there anything that you want to say that what you've gone through this year and what it's taught you?
The main thing you said, Mark, and you spoke about it at the mastermind, and I do you as well, right? You said damage control. The main thing I've learned this year for myself is, like, really I'm not going to quit on this journey, because if I was going to quit this year, like, there's been times I really would have quit. And I said that to you, Mark, on a more personal message, and you as well, Evie, where it's like, there's been times I've genuinely been sat in my room or sat in the office and thought, like, what the hell am I doing this for, truthfully? But that's how I know I'm not going to quit, you know. And this year, the last 3 months, it's kind of picked up again, trading wise, capital wise. You know, like we spoke about Abdul the other day about, like, the capital closing didn't bother me. My Forex fund's like $600,000, TFT had like $250,000, so it's like 800,000. And me and you spoke about that, Abdul, that we was at different stages of that. I was just getting to the stage where, like, I would have had that capital buffer, you know, so that it really did impact my situation, like, massively. So I was just getting to that kind of time where I was going to almost have a taste of the fruit, right? But yeah, this year has just taught me the traits and the values that you say, Mark. Like, they really can't take that away. You know, when I used to hear you say that, it's like, we know that. We know you when you say, you know, they can't take the skill. We know that. And so you're in a situation where it's like, I'm full-time, you know, also you know, Mark, like, I've taken on extra kind of family commitments, and just the timing and just the timing of it all, it couldn't have been worse, to be honest. And it's like, if that can't stop me, then, like, by the time I'm trading 7 figures, you know, it's going to be like a different situation. And yeah, it made me realise as well, and I've said to, like, a few of the guys here, like, how grateful I am genuinely for the community as well. Because if I was doing it on my own, you know, it would have been so lonely. There's times where, like, and I'm sure me and you spoke about this, Oscar, where, like, we'll be going through personal things, and, like, I'll jump on a call with someone in the community, and, like, they will give me energy without knowing it. Like, I'm jumping on because they're asking me a question, but their energy and, like, passion and, like, enthusiasm gives me, like, at least a life that day. So yeah, it just made me even more grateful for the community. So yeah, that's what I'd say.
Honestly, love that one. See how it is impossible for you to all not do well when you've got this level of genuineness around you, that where you're happy for people to do well. Like, that it's difficult to stop you being successful when you've got that around you, but you've got to take a full advantage of it every step of the way. Never take it for granted. As the speech you went over yesterday, Oscar, it was phenomenal. It really I'm sure it sent goosebumps through everyone. It's so important to, like, learn how to trust fully. And we're always looking to, like we said from last year, we're always looking to expand, always looking to build this project. We want to build this project to the highest heights in different parts of the world. And I think it's important to us that we find the right people, so we always look from within. And we always look out for people that are right, they have the right attitude, they have the right mentality. Because how are we going to build a £100 million fund without having more infrastructure and more people that we go, right, we can trust these individuals through and through. And I think that is really, really important. So, Tom, welcome to the team. Welcome gift to the team.
I can't beat Oscar's. Yes. Oh man. Yeah, this is insane.
City
Whose idea was that one?
You got it on there.
That can't have been Mark.
I tried to get more initials on the other side.
It was painful.
I think I couldn't get the B because I think something off.
Bro, honestly, bro, that is amazing. Whose idea was the blue that card?
It was actually him.
That must have paid people like that.
He wouldn't let me get red.
Yeah, I didn't want to get it. But
You deserve it through and through, and there's so much that you've done, and of course keep this between us and the mastermind for when we release this to the rest of the community. But we've got so much more plans we want to share with you guys that could really play a big role. It's going to be our biggest year, 8th year next year. It's going to be our biggest year. It's when something else comes up that you never expect, but you still have to do it. You plan for, I have this time, I'm going to do my ASR this, I'm going to do that, and then you get a flat tire. And then something else happens on top and you think, oh, why me? You know, oh, this thing again, and then again. The universe doesn't care. Yeah, are you going to get on with it and still make the most of what you can or not?
Exactly, because like what I get that from is a rewired. That's like
From Rewired.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's from rewired because the many times I feel like I want to be positive, I wasn't positive, but that is when I realized that is when I need to be positive.
Yes.
That is the moment. That is I changing my character, breaking through. It's not like I'm gonna tell me I gotta be positive when I'm positive. That's every morning I didn't feel it, but I do it. I do it because that's the narrative I'm telling me. That's the character I can choose to be. That's the identity I choose because that is my narrative. I don't care about anything anyone else. I choose to be that person. I'm going to be that person. I will be that person.
You are who you say you are.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I have to take the charge because I'm the master of my mind. I'm in charge of my mind. That is where I can take myself to where I want to go.
See why that if someone just reads affirmations or they just say positive things to themselves, if they don't correct the image, it's useless. You're just saying things that the analytical mind doesn't believe. So until your identity changes, you will never get a discipline. But what you said is 100% because I can see it and I can feel it in you that somewhere in there, your character has changed at some point and that you believe it in yourself. That is the person that's going to make the money that you want to make.
Absolutely.
How many people through your journey for that year 1, year 2 of traders, they're already given up? Because even when you look at it, you think, sometimes you look at your own journey and think, is that me? Because you sometimes don't even recognize how did I actually go through that? You know, when you replay it after you've gone through it, you then, that was me, I don't know if I'd succeed, but it was you and you did. So when you're in it, you don't know any different but to just keep going.
Yes, it is just going. It is very hard. It's like grinding is never easy. It's not supposed to be easy either. It's not supposed to be fun. To get up 5 a.m. in the morning, to go to all the ASR, the deep emotion, the mistake you've done again and again. But you know what? That's what builds a character, and that's what makes us stronger and better. And that makes us able to look back. I have growth, because growth is always about not about where you want to go, it's about looking back how far have you come. So that's something I appreciate very much, and I have learned a lot from everybody in this room, of course from Mark, Abdul and Ibn very much.
Well, it's been a pleasure to have you guys. Oh, we've got 2 hours. Yeah, we did. I'm glad that we booked out for this period of time to really take time to sink in. Like the feedback that we've had in the mastermind so far from you guys is like you enjoyed the structure. Would I be fair to say that this time being more interactive? And some of you have been here before, right? So you saw it at the last mastermind. I think these tangible things that me and the coaches figured out is going to give you true value going into next year. Because we sat down, brainstormed it, looked at your last year's mastermind, and we've seen the growth of this year as well, which has been phenomenal. But we thought, what is actually going to give them something to walk away with in 2025 to almost guarantee that the capital scale is going to happen? Because that really was at the root of it. If we was to all be asked, what do you want out of the mastermind? It's not what I want out of the mastermind, it's what I want to happen after the mastermind into 2025. And I think from the technical standpoint, to the lifestyle structure, to the conversations, to the energy, to just everything that goes with it, I'm very, very pleased with how these last couple of days have gone. And more so, me and the team, Ibrahim, Ibi, Abdu, and now we've got Big Tommy Thorpe on the team. Congratulations again, you really deserve it. Yeah, you really do.
Oh, brother!
Right, so we're always looking from within, people that have the values that really fully embody what Falcon actually is. That's why I always say about community. You can't just put a group of traders together. It's hard to change people's lives. I said this to Abdu and said this to Ibi upon them starting to become a coach. Like, coaching is not, as you know, is you don't just log into a call, go over someone's trades, see you later. That just doesn't work like that. You have to understand what they're going through, and some people are going through hard times, and you have to have the experience to help them navigate through that. That's difficult, and it takes a lot of your energy. It's not just the time spent on a call, but we're up for that challenge because that's what we live and breathe. We love what we do. And what I do hope is that you take this inspiration as an anchor point to see where you can get for next year, and more importantly, what this is going to do, because it starts from the top, right, top down. This is now going to go towards the rest of the community. So it's not just the impact that you get for yourselves, like you get to impact other people. I've already had so many messages of people saying, I'm so inspired by what you guys are doing. I can't believe I didn't push myself to be there. So when people sit there and they live with that little bit of regret, sometimes that's good, because it's a bit of a kick up the arse to go, I can't afford to have another year when everyone is just moving forward to not be at the level that they need to be. When you got Oscar here as well, you know, £100 a month USD on an average wage, and you still have the belief inside of you that I can keep doing it. I'm sure there was a long time where people probably wrote Oscar off, purely because if you look at the demographic, if you look at where he comes from, you look at the lack of opportunities, lack of resources, full belief from day one. That should give everybody no excuse. If you're listening to this from someone in the trading space, I don't care how you trade, that should give you no excuses whatsoever. If he can do it, anyone can. And there are so many of you have the traits. You absolutely have the traits. So yeah, we've absolutely loved the mastermind. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching behind the scenes. I'm not sure what we've shown at this point, but it has been phenomenal. So it's been a really, really incredible trip. This has been like one of a kind. Yeah. So thank you, everyone.